So for this next segment, it's gonna be Batman versus Superman. Batman, number one, we're gonna do this with spoilers. I say that because I haven't watched the movie. Have you watched the movie, Cam?
I have not.
Kip?
I have not.
Elliot. All right, so none of us watched this movie. Do any of us know anything about it? Yeah. All right. Now let's not talk about the movie then. Okay. I was going to talk about the movie because I had assumed that at least some of you have seen it or whatnot, and I was okay with that.
It would be kind of interesting to talk about from a perspective of nobody's seen it.
Nobody's
just
seen it.
what do you know from like what you've seen?
So now I have had spoilers told to me. I've pretty much had the entire thing laid out to me because I don't give it. Yeah, but I don't care about
tell me a little bit about it too, but
I don't care about this movie.
And I don't care either, so I kind of know.
I don't really like
Okay, so we're going to allow the spoilers to happen, okay? I'm going to start off with the issues, because this is one of the things that I freaking hate. I don't like Spider-Man. Not Spider-Man, sorry. I don't like Superman.
Agreed.
I hate Superman is the most... Like, you can't start with the most...
Spooderman?
Spooderman's the worst. When Spooderman comes in...
That'd be like my...
He gets his web powers from the sun.
This is the worst Spooderman movie I've ever seen.
Dude, I hate Spooderman. Tobey Maguire? Why? Why are you Spooderman?
Not again.
Anyway,
don't like Superman. I agree. He's too super.
Yeah. You don't start off with the most OP character, because where do you go from there? Just complete shenanigans.
Well, you try and look at a struggle to change or something like that, but none of the recent movies have done
what struggle? You have to go with like completely ridiculous storylines for him to have any trouble at all.
Right, that's true.
Period.
Yeah.
And
it's got to be a rock of his home planet, the sun changing color, or magic.
That was the immediate issue that I had with Superman when our friend Brenda was telling me about it. Was you see him often go up into space, right? Mm-hmm. And she said that this was addressed in the movie where he, was up in space for a minute and he starts getting coagulated and weird and whatnot, and he directs himself back into the Earth and gets all better. But like
with magic,
is it?
No, I don't know.
I
mean, really.
Don't mess with me, kid. This is serious.
It's like
Bill Nye's gonna be mad at you.
Space, and then he decided he didn't want to be in space, so then he just went back. What?
Superman just decided.
He just flexed really hard.
I don't know how he decided to figure that one out, because again, we haven't.
And the lack of oxygen ran away from him.
Right. So obviously his pros are the sun, our sun, specifically our sun, through our atmosphere.
Specifically yellow suns. Oh, that's right. In the new ones, it has to do with the atmosphere. In the originally, it was just because of the color of the sun. And he could fly in space.
See, I thought that was because
could go to the sun. And I actually remember one of the the Justice League episodes where he died, quote unquote. And so they put him in a coffin with a stick of kryptonite just in case he ever came back. Somebody tried to revive him or whatever. And they launched him into the sun, and he stayed there. And then they found out there was a way to fix him. And they went and got him off of the sun, brought him back.
Off of the sun?
Off of the sun. The surface of the sun.
Was this
Yeah.
Comics, circa 1950?
This is a TV show circa 80s, 90s.
Oh.
TV show when we were kids, and then the Justice League. Maybe it was before that. I'm bad at years.
Nah. And they're going to go get him.
I vividly remember that episode.
Of Justice.
And it's just like, really?
That's my reaction anytime anybody says anything about Superman. Like, I'm always just like, this is so stupid.
Right. How can he impress me?
Now, that being said, from what I think the plot, the first third of the new movie is about the only way you could make it interesting to me, which is Superman's Superman, and the crisis of the movie is not that he's being threatened with death. Mm-hmm. That can't ever be the crisis, because it's stupid. Somebody just walked up and kryptonite and you're dead. But the idea of him being here and like trying to save everybody and then fucking everything up, and then people being mad at him and like, we don't really want you here, like that. I thought that concept was cool, and if they'd have run that through the whole movie, then it would have been something I would have been interested in. But as soon as the movie came out, they were talking about how it's like, and then at the halfway through or whatever, it's just like, okay, now we have to have punch battles.
I know, we punch each other
because Zack Snyder.
He decides, to make that big Hulk Iron Man suit and decides to go after Superman.
Right. Oh yeah. I've seen the pictures.
The biggest, I don't know, obviously huge loopholes with Superman storyline, but you have Kryptonite, right? Kryptonite, the damn planet explodes and goes in a multitude of directions. The logistics, the mathematical chance of any kryptonite hitting, where what I believe the vessel that he was put into was actually like remote controlled. It wasn't like, it wasn't like the kryptonite was like, oh, I'm just gonna figure out how to stay this lane path and get my ass all the way to Earth, and then figure it out. And it was light years away, wasn't it? Like light years away from Earth.
And
they went through what, like a black hole or something to get.
Sure, yeah, why not?
Because I'm
holes and all kinds of bullshit.
Yeah. The craziest thing is the coincidence of it's like, okay, well, our planet is made of the substance that if our sun were to be yellow instead of red, we would all die immediately. Like, where it's like just so happens that the red sun doesn't make them susceptible to kryptonite. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, but doesn't make them super. Like, it's such a weird.
It doesn't make any damn sense. He gets super strong. He has laser vision, X-ray vision. He can fly, and no one second guesses the fact that he just puts on fucking glasses. He just puts on glasses. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but they're like pretty thick.
They are pretty thick glasses. And when I put on my glasses,
Superman, they would look at him and go, "There's no way Superman would wear glasses."
No, did you see the way his hair's combed? It's obviously not in a queue anymore. It's combed over.
I mean,
yeah.
Here's a very quick story about how I feel about Superman as a character. I'm pretty sure you were there. This was a while ago, but when Superman Returns came out, we all went and saw it in the theater. Were you not there? I swear you were there. You never saw
I would have taken a pass on that.
Okay, so then I don't remember who it was, but it was a group of me and like probably 6 other people that went to go see this movie, and we all sat through the movie, and I fell asleep in the theater about I'd say probably 20 minutes before the movie ended. So finally the movie ends.
Maybe it was.
Do you remember this?
I remember falling asleep.
Okay, so that's the story, is that we all were walking out after it, and I was like, oh, that's a nice nap or whatever, because I'm like, this movie is so fucking boring. And I was like joking, I was like laughing to myself. I'm like, I fell asleep, it's funny. And I was like talking to the guys, and I'm like, so how did that movie end? Because I fell asleep. And out of like a group of like 8 people, nobody knew, because everybody fell asleep. Nobody saw the end of the movie.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Oh my god, it was the worst.
Was it like Lord of the Rings 3 where it just never ended and just kept going, and then when you woke up?
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, it was like the climax happened, and then there was like 20 minutes of like, I'm going to float in here and I'm going to put my child to bed, and then now I've got to go back into space or whatever. And I'm just like...
He obviously doesn't know how it ended because he was asleep. So.
That's the last thing that I remember. I've never seen it since.
Fallen asleep long before that point.
I may have just been like the opening credits, and then he just...
It was a good time.
Thud.
Just right in his butt box.
Spend my $10 and pass out.
I was just like, I've never since... noticed a better indicator of how shitty Superman is than 8 people all falling asleep watching a Superman.
Now you have Batman, which is by far, in my opinion, a way better storyline. But the problem with that is that you have a rich guy who buys all this power and stuff as far as a superhero goes. But every rendition of the Batman story, you always have the beginning. You always have his parents dying every single fucking time, and I understand that it's pivotal to his story, but it's not pivotal to the movie.
To his depression.
Yeah, like you don't have to always. And in this movie, the opening scene, I believe, is a dream that he has of his parents dying, and then he falls into a cave, which then bats rides him out of the cave. And he's like, Ben Affleck's narrating.
No way, voiceover narrated by Batman.
Yeah,
I don't want to see this movie.
I realized that this movie,
but here's the thing about that.
They'll leave me out.
Like, this is the thing about that, though. So anybody in the world who knows who Batman is, if you ask them why is Batman Batman, they pretty much know, right? Like, why is he so sad? His parents died. Everybody knows that. It's been established 1,000 fucking times. But if you're Zack Snyder and they're like they're like Zack Snyder, we want you to direct this movie with Batman and Superman, and he's gonna be like, I want to tell this because it's like a super important like moment in Batman's history. I want it to be in my movie.
And they're like, no,
regardless of the fact that
there's
nobody
been
needs
7
to see
Batman
it.
movies in the last
going
10
to
years.
teach
Listen,
that.
it was counted. There are 11 different cinematic renditions of his parents dying.
And so
11.
Zack Snyder
There's
goes,
11.
And
this is
11
my
movies,
this
right?
is my
No, no.
one chance to tell the
10
Batman
movies.
story how I want to tell it. So I'm going to do
Gotham.
it again, even though it's been done
Wow.
10 times before or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem. No matter who you hand it to, they're going to want to take that over and give it their own spin because it's Batman.
Yeah.
I think the best of the 11 renditions to me would be the Michael Keaton one where Jack Nicholson kills him because it's so freaking random where he's just like it's the Joker that kills him out, you know, and before he becomes the Joker, and he says one of the best quotes ever. Which is ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight, and then he shoots somebody, and later on in the movie, they're like, he says it, and he goes to shoot somebody, and he was like, you know why I say that? And they're like, no, and he goes, well, I don't either. It just kind of sounds cool. And like, it's just so random, and he just like murdered him, and Jack Nicholson's already terrifying. Like if I met that 70-year-old man right now,
That smile at him all the time where you're just
I'd
like,
be like, and he'd like be looking down at me like this and stuff. I don't know. I would be half like, oh man, it's so awesome to meet you. Don't eat me. I'm pretty sure you would.
Well, that's the great thing about the Joker character is that it can go either way like that. Like, he can either be actually just insane and he's just doing whatever he wants, or he can kind of be the Heath Ledger, like, cold and calculating, but at the same time everybody thinks everything's
Which
good
I
for him.
absolutely loved Heath Ledger.
I like them both,
Me too.
and I agree with that assessment that that's the best because it's like, why do you say that? It's like, does it matter?
Yeah.
No, not
You
really.
got a bullet in your belly. Why are you asking
Yeah,
me
nobody
stupid
gives a shit if
questions?
they've been shot.
How about I'm gonna shift this a little bit. How about Suicide Squad? How excited are we? For
I'm
Suicide Squad?
pretty excited about that. I am hopeful. I am hopeful. That was my bad. About Jared Leto's Joker rendition because he's crazy. Jared Leto as a person, because I know him personally, is insane because the way that he throws himself into his music and the way that he throws himself in every role so far is very much like Shia LaBeouf.
I like Shia a lot better
Actual
than Jared
cannibal
Leto.
Because
Yes.
Is
there any
yes,
other?
actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf because they go
That's the
absolute
best.
ape shit about they get super into the
Method
development.
actors that just maintain their character. That I was reading something that he is very difficult to work with because he maintains
Will
the
Smith
characters
was
through the
talking
whole
about
thing.
this one.
Yeah, Will Smith was.
Yeah,
Which
not
I'm
really-
curious to see. The previews I've seen made me actually kind of optimistic for his take on
I'm
Deadshot?
gonna give
Deadshot.
I'm gonna give Will Smith the benefit of the doubt.
I like Will Smith.
I like
he,
that.
he used to be my man crush for many years.
Yeah.
He still kind of is. He's an attractive man. But he's also put out some not very good movies.
Would you laugh at him, Kip? He identifies as a cam.
I didn't. No, I didn't say
He identifies as cam sexual. You leave him alone.
Who is everyone's favorite Batman?
Oh man.
I'm probably the only one here. Well, I don't know. I don't really care about Batman either. I don't think that he's particularly interesting as far as a character or anything like that. Yeah, exactly. Like he's a rich guy that's got cool stuff. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
It's like the normal guy, but he kind of does everything with his money, and he doesn't have superpowers and stuff. He still hangs with the whatever. But I don't know. I don't really have a favorite Batman because I don't really care about Batman. I think if I had to pick, my favorite Batman movies are probably the Nolan movies, just because. Well, at least the first and second one I thought were good. The third one was kind of like whatever.
1%.
But it's not. I think it's my favorite Batman because of how ridiculous it is. Or because it's just like the yeah, exactly. I was born in it.
You were raised in the darkness, but I was born.
I did like Christian Bale a lot in their rendition of the Batman.
I couldn't.
And giving him a ninja origin story that was pretty bad.
I can't get over his mouth, man.
I can't get over his
like
voice.
under the suit.
Because he does this the entire time.
Yeah. I'm more. I like the Val Kilmer.
Because he's got a fucking
No,
his whole face is crammed into the mask. He can't do anything but this.
I like the
That's
Val
not true.
Kilmer Batman, probably the best though.
Val Kilmer. See, that's the one I grew up with.
Yeah.
Like that's what came.
Clooney.
That one troll friend, man.
Bat nipples. I mean, but seriously, of all the movies, that is the one I can go back to and enjoy the most because it's bad.
What about
Don't
Adam
get me wrong.
West? If you're gonna go back and just
See, that's fun, but it's not the same because it wasn't trying to be serious. Clooney
Fair
was
enough.
trying to be serious and
Fair
was
enough.
not at all.
That's a good point.
So it just made it so much better. It was just all the worst ideas thrown at
Mr.
it.
Freeze and
Freeze and Poison Ivy and
Dude,
the
so
awful
bad.
Bane, like that is. I mean, the new Bane was at least way better. The Nolan Bane was way better than that previous one. He at least had the intelligence that Bane is supposed to have. Bane is supposed to be a genius, an absolute genius, but they made him just.
Yeah. Mine was Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Because he was the Playboy funny.
I never really watched much to make.
Okay.
That's the other thing. I never
I don't know. You got
got
Christopher.
into it until Clooney. And
Christopher
I was like, this is
Walken.
ridiculous.
That was one of the bad guys in there. You got Danny DeVito. I really liked him.
I'm gonna go back to the feed.
Oh my.
Dude, as a penguin,
That's a
Yeah.
perfect penguin.
So
person.
good.
That's
I
perfect.
forgot.
it was
about
so disgusting. When you watched him, you were
sure.
like, oh my god, it's gross, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
And it was done by Tim Burton, so it was very exaggerated. Big ass floating duckies. It's ridiculous.
Is
but
that the one where they drive like up the arm of that statue that's crumbling and
I don't think so.
There's like a big chase scene. I can't remember which one that one was in.
There's the one with Val Kilmer where he drives up the side of the wall or the building.
That might have been that one.
Where
whichever
he,
one has CLC and Kiss from a Rose is my absolute favorite.
You didn't even say Two-Face or the Riddler for Batman Returns. There's so many villains in that. That's the same movie, right?
Jim Carrey for
Jim Carrey.
Batman
Forever.
had
Were there two Clooney movies? Is that why I'm getting confused? Batman and Robin.
maybe.
think
I didn't
they were.
watch any of the Clooney movies. I watched half of the first one that came out with Mr. Freeze and stuff, and then I decided that I didn't want to commit suicide.
Right, that's fair.
And I stepped away from the ledge, and I was just like, Third Eye Blind, you got me. You got me.
Has anyone here watched the actual Adam West 60s Batman
Yes.
movie?
Oh yeah.
No.
Not, wait, with the attack sharks?
Yes.
The Shark
Yes.
Repellent?
Yes.
That one is I'm changing my answer. That's my favorite Batman.
Yes, it has to be.
Because
no Adam West.
it's
There is no
fucking hilarious. It's one of the funniest. I mean, it's been a while since I watched it, but I think it's one of the funniest. It's like get the shark repellent, and then he gets it out, and he sprays the shark, and then he falls into the water, and then the shark explodes. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's great. That's
more than
why he
repellent,
exploded.
but
I mean,
okay.
they refer to it later.
It's an
I think he
exploding.
says that he sent out like exploding sharks to attack Batman, but just at the time, I was just like, oh my god, that's great. That's so great.
I need that shark repellent in my life.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much, man. Hey, thanks for watching this episode of Loud, Confused, and Ready. If you like that, please hit the like button and subscribe. Show your support, we greatly appreciate it. Also, let us know what you think on our Twitter, Instagram, all those things are in the description below. Thanks.